This is Superintendent Don Killingbeck, and I'm here with our varsity football coach, Adam Clark. Very excited. I noticed that today at the high school it's team day. You know, obviously you're a Michigan fan. I know there's going to be some Michigan fans out there watching this, and there's also some Michigan State fans watching it. Big rivalry game this weekend. Very excited about that. But we also got a big game this Friday.
We do.
Who are we facing off against?
We have the Vassar Vulcans, coached by a very good friend of mine, Jason Kiss. We've been friends for 20-some years, used to work together at Midland County Juvenile Care Center many years ago. So that'll be fun. For my Michigan fans out there, go blue.
So what's crazy is we're finishing the regular season 6-0. And so undefeated, and we haven't had an undefeated football season since 1974. So that's kind of a long stretch. You've coached a number of years here at the varsity level this time and previously, and have had good teams. So to think that you've reached that level where we have a benchmark that was set in 1974, how does that feel?
46 years sounds like a long time, and it is in football years, you know. And to go undefeated, so many things have to go right. Very few things can go wrong. And we were fortunate enough to put that together. You know, we did sustain an injury with Michael Zielinski that was very significant to us. And you look at the kids that have just kind of stepped in, and we just didn't miss a beat. It's a credit to our kids. It really is. 46 years, that's special. Okay, that is a special accomplishment. And I just think it's a credit to the kids to maintain discipline towards details. But it's also those moments. This undefeated result is not against a weak schedule. Our schedule was loaded this year with very good football teams.
Absolutely.
We've had the contests where we've kind of got that big lead and enjoyed a victory that way, but we've also had games where every inch had to be earned. We had the greatest comeback in school history against Bullock Creek. We're down 26 points and come back and just put it on them. And we win going away, but we win comfortably by 16 points in that game. That was just a crazy comeback. As a coach, I don't want to have to go through a whole lot of those. And against Carleton, very tight game against a very talented football team. And, that big interception return for a touchdown by Dylan LeGros was a special moment, and it put us ahead for good. And then the Millington game, two championship level football teams, and not much separates us from Millington, except for an 86-yard strike from our 14-yard line from Dylan LeGros to Corbin Larkin. But once again, kids being able to step up when their hearts are going pitter-patter and to be able to think and execute at full speed, this group is very special in that regard.
It's been a very unique season, a very special group of student athletes. Tell us a little bit about what's gone into the 2020 season. I mean, at one point, we were kind of like, yeah, we're going to have the season. It got put on hold, and then it came back. There was, student athletes, football players in particular, are going to have to wear face masks out there, like you and I are doing. And then it became spit shields. And so, tell us a little bit about what went into that, because that had to be a lot of a roller coaster ride for you as a coach. And players.
It was an emotional yo-yo there for a while. Having football taken away in August, it wasn't a shocker. We kind of felt like there was a high potential for that happening, but still to have to deliver that disappointment to the kids and go through that initial finality of at least a fall season. They were saying we were going to have spring football, and a credit to the MHSAA, because they were putting together plans and a lot of work toward a spring season. As a football coach that's been around a while, I didn't really believe that was logistically possible. If you've ever been through winter and spring in Michigan, I just didn't believe we were going to be playing football on our surfaces and destroying all of our facilities and all of this, and it wouldn't been exclusive to Hemlock. That was going to be all these schools, and I just thought the cost reward of that probably wasn't going to play out the way it sounded in the fall. So getting football back, that was I described it as a lightning bolt to the spine. Okay, it was awesome to bring those kids in. Again, of course, there was some hesitation, like are we potentially going to let them down again? You know, and once the games got started, it just felt good. It felt good to be back, way different than it's ever been. Okay, coaching in this thing is something you have to get used to. Okay, corralling the kids into following all of the guidelines is not easy. It's a daily challenge, from the health screeners to keeping this stuff up, transitioning from gaiters under the face mask to the spit guards and all of that. And then when the helmets are off, are we still following the guidelines? It's just a lot of logistics to this, but it's all worth it because our kids are playing.
So what does the playoff season look like? I mean, we're at first game this Friday night against your good friend. And what does it look like? What is our route to the state championship, let's say? Or what's our route look like to further off in the playoffs?
Okay, we are the #1 seed in our district, okay? We are the northern region. So what that means is through playoff point accumulation, we're a Division 7 program. We've played D5 teams that have accumulated a lot of points for us in Standish, Carlton, Bullock Creek, even Millington is Division 6. So beating those football teams was a lot of playoff point accumulation for us. I believe that we're number 2 or 3 in the state in Division 7 for playoff points. So what that means to us is if we are fortunate enough to keep on winning in the playoffs, we will host playoff games through the 4th game, okay,
really?
Through the region, okay, through the region. So it will take 3 victories for us to win a district championship, and we could still host another playoff game beyond that in the regional.
Do you have any advice for student athletes and parents right now?
Under the COVID conditions, yeah, I do. I'm very concerned about this weekend in particular, because just in American culture, Halloween is very important to us. It's a time to celebrate, especially for those little kids. Man, I hate to be a voice that dampens anything to do with that kind of celebration. I have the fondest of memories of, Halloween as a kid, but I think we need to hit our pause button a little bit and be cautious. Also, we have the Michigan football game this weekend, and we always rally behind our team, and we get together with friends and family to celebrate that football tradition. And I just think we need to be wise about that just for the sake of our kids and our programs. Once we get in a situation where the contact tracing begins, it's outside of our control. Other people are going to be deciding our fate, and it can be something as innocent as just a trick-or-treat gathering. It can be, hey, we all got together in so-and-so's basement to watch the big game. I get it. I want to be a part of all of those things. I just ask all of us to be cautious and as wise as we possibly can within the parameters that we're all forced to live under right now.
So, great opportunity for us to kind of talk close contact. So right now we're making sure we're approximately 8 feet apart. We're masked up. We're doing everything we need to do. We will sanitize our hands when we leave. We're washing our hands. We're keeping our distance. We're wearing our masks. This does not count as close contact when you're 6 feet or further away. Now all of a sudden, if I step into your bubble and I'm there now under guidelines, it's 15 minutes within a 24-hour period, and it's not continuous. So every time I step into that bubble, a stopwatch kind of goes, and if I'm there for 15 minutes or more within 24 hours, that's close contact. Right. So things like Halloween parties or big interstate football rivalry parties, probably are something we need to avoid right now.
And if we can't avoid them, then keep moving. Stay away. Just do not have that close contact repeatedly over a sustained period of time. Turn the game on in the garage. Get outside, okay? Just avoid the indoor 6 feet spacing stuff that will get traced into a negative way for our student athletes. It'll happen. It's quite expansive and quick how fast that stuff can occur that takes all of our control away, and rightfully so. It's just it's the reality that we're living within, and we have to adjust accordingly.
So realistically, it's, this year the team that wins the state playoffs usually has everything go right for them. This year it's more complicated, because not only do you have to have the best players on the field at the right time, call them the best plays, you also have to outrun COVID-19.
I've been telling the kids that we have two opponents every week. We have whoever is on that schedule that we're playing that deserves our utmost respect and attention. And then we have this COVID opponent that we can't see, okay? And it's much more difficult to manage than the X's and O's and the schemes that are proper to take on an opponent that we're dealing with. It is a very difficult thing to navigate, and just every day I feel like we could potentially be walking into an ambush of sorts, and it's kind of a helpless thing. Just every day that we get, I'm thankful for it, but I think whoever emerges from 1 week to the next is also doing one heck of a job with their COVID precautions, and whoever's crowned champion at the end of this year is not going to be all about talent. Okay, it's going to be all about district management, community management. It is going to be a community and school district-wide award, because I don't think you can get to that point without a great district level plan, a great community plan, and we just hope to survive from 1 week to the next here. And if that's the case, if we're in that situation, Hemlock will certainly have earned it.
Well, Coach, people are listening, even bigger than just your players and your parents. There's a lot of younger parents and student athletes that might be tuning in. Any advice for them?
If we're celebrating Hemlock football, okay, you too want to be a Hemlock player someday and do what we're doing now, man, dream big. Okay, those little Huskies, dream big, but work even harder, okay? This is all about hard work, and it's about details. These kids that you see on Friday night being successful like they are, they didn't start dreaming and working towards this in August. This was 4 years ago, okay? This has been doing everything that the coaching staff has asked, lifting all those weights, doing all those dot drills and line drills and sweat and just all those things. This has been something that has been greatly earned over a sustained period of time, and it's just about those details. It's nice to dream big, okay, and I encourage all kids to do that, but dream within, the concepts that you're asked to do. You know what I mean? Visualize yourself being successful within the framework of what your coaches and teachers are asking you to do. And winning is all about details, okay? It's just taking care of those details, being dialed in and focused, all those little things, and then winning big and trophies and celebrations. Those are all the products of doing a whole bunch of little things really, really well. I am head football coach Adam Clark, and I am a Hemlock Husky.